What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to channel Moosey Game here, and today I'm back with another episode of account coaching series featuring Auberry's account. And as you can see, she's at VIP 15, a very strong account. The fact that you can get 3 gold tests per day is just remarkable, right? Once you hit that VIP 14 and above, so very very strong. And as you can see right here, she does have a lot of commanders already expertise. YSG, CM, Cleopatra, Alexander the Great, Ethelfled, Guan Yu, Nevsky, Scipio Prime, Joan of Arc Prime, Zhuge Liang, Liu Che, and William Wallace. So a lot of different commanders that are pretty meta, that are expertise. It looks like she's still working on Bai Chu, and also at the same time working on Ragnar Prime. I'm not sure about him right now though, because he's not 6-star and everything. And then also it looks like she does have Philip unlocked, and I'm not sure if she's planning on using him or not. As you can see, she does have 63 gold heads, which is good. And she did tell me, let's see what she said. This is what I have, and I know there's a lot to improve, but what I want is to be a rally and garrison lead, and it's really valuable and something we've always lacked in our kingdom. So it looks like she's in a lower seed kingdom, but then again, her kingdom does lack rally or garrison lead, which is good. Then she'll get to actually find out what she needs to do throughout this account coaching for her to be able to rally and garrison lead for her kingdom. And the fact that it's a lower seed kingdom is good because it's not as demanding for you to have like something crazy like having all special inscribed armaments and all that. So it's good. What would you recommend to me as best course of action? Okay. And also, she sent me on a separate, after sending all these other stuff, I know that in the murder ball, it doesn't matter, so I bring out as long as I play safe. I think there should be a little bit of context that I'm missing, but then again, the part that I wanted to show you was this part, right? Currently running 4 marches, William Wallace, Liu Che, Guan Yu, Scipio Prime, Zhuge Liang, so she's using Scipio Prime, Guan Yu, Scipio Prime, Zhuge Liang, YSG, Nevsky, Joan of Arc Prime. I have the numbers for the 5th one, but best I can do is Alex Charles Martel with no equipment, which you don't really want to run that. Please don't feel pressured with answering me, because I told her that I don't know when I can get this done. As a matter of fact, I am pretty late on this account coaching too, so my apologies, Auberry, that you waited a couple weeks now. But here is the overall kind of objective for me throughout this video, right? The objective for me and current status is that she wants to see what might be the best setup and option for her to kind of take place for her to be a rally or garrison lead for her low seed kingdom, which is good. She's currently VIP 15, has gold head of 63. Her current lineup is William Wallace, Liu Che. She has Guan Yu, Scipio Prime, Zhuge Liang, YSG, and then Nevsky, Joan of Arc Prime. So, understood. Let's take a look at what she has. So she does have William Wallace with pincer formation, which is good and bad at the same time at this point, because for one, you want that autarch testimony inscription at least on pincer for pincer to do her work, right? If pincer is supposed to just do 10% more smite damage, then why not just use arch, which will give you 5% extra damage to normal damage, like auto attack and counter attack and stuff too, right? So for pincer to actually work better than arch, you need that toppler, which is the special inscription that you can get from getting autarch from the KVK. So just for your reference, I think it might be the best idea for you to focus on that, because you already have pincer built out. But then again, it's not the worst idea in the world, because eventually I think for a lot of smite damage dealing infantry, you're gonna move out to pincer anyways. But just to fully utilize the benefit of pincer, I'm just saying that you do need a special inscription, or at least rare inscription is what I'm saying. It does look like she does have infantry set helmet, as well as infantry set weapon, and infantry set chest piece, which is interesting because I've never seen this actually made slash crafted and on a commander. uh, just because of the fact that Hope Cloak is the more commonly used one, and I think this one gives you defense, attack instead of defense, so it is a worse stats of them all. So, I mean, I've seen people use cavalry non-set chest piece, which was actually a choice of attack over health. So it's better than that, but definitely not preferred piece of equipment. And as you can see, she's running Eternal Knight credit, which is good. Sacred Grasp is good because that's part of the technical best set anyways. And then the Ring of Doom is there. And Lucky Coin. Look at that. Lucky Coin. I don't know if Lucky Coin is like the new meta or not, but as far as what I know, yeah, it's better to use a horn. So I think having a horn on there is going to be a priority for her because she wants to be a rallying garrison lead. And the fact that you don't generate that extra rage from horn is going to be crucial. Overall, though, the armor stats are not bad. It does have vitality, which will give you extra health, which is crucial for infantry. And most of the stats are rolled into infantry or all damage, which is good. But then again, just missing one line of gold gathering speed, which I'm sure she can transmute eventually. Skill damage set for infantry though. Wedge formation is in Hurried and Guardians. Stats wise is not bad, especially with that 6.8% infantry march speed, which is really good. She is running a Hope Cloak here, which is good. Then that means that you can actually move over the Hope Cloak on this particular setup, Guan Yu, to William Wallace eventually, when you do want to rally or garrison. So that's good. It's already iconic one, which is also extra good. So yeah, that is I'm very glad that you already had a Hope Cloak made, and just not just this one here. And then you're running basically the full epic set except for the Eternal Knight and Shio's Return, which is good. Yeah. Nothing much to really comment on about it. Pretty good wedge. Pretty good epic set. But then again, what I'm most glad about is having that Hope Cloak over there. Moving on to Nevsky. So that's the piece that I really don't want to see. That we all don't really want to see, which is the non-set cavalry chest piece, which will give you, I think, attack. And you put iconic crystal on it, which is very unfortunate too, because I think at the end of the day, cavalry needs health too. Like health is the best, most valuable stat in the game. And I'm sure you just didn't have the blueprint or something like that, but it is just unfortunate to see this crafted on him. Also, at the same time, this is also not the most optimal boost for cavalry, which is I think the non-set boost, which will give you attack, I believe. But other than that, all the epic sets are okay, and the Ash of the Dawn is okay. It does give you about 60. No, 21% of stats, which is good, with 3.5% march speed, which is a max roll and speed up. You just gotta roll the other ones and then get some inscriptions on this. Yeah, pretty okay. Zhuge Liang, there's a lot of work that can be done, but I think the one saddest part about this though is the fact that you have what is that? Sorry about this. But The saddest part about this is the fact that you have crafted the non-set glove for archer, which is not part of the best set. It's not as bad as the other crafts, like the cavalry chest piece, but yeah, it is pretty bad, I think. And this was archer blue piece, I believe, that is created for infantry by accident. It looks like that is unfortunate. But all these non-legendary ones doesn't really matter. And this, it looks like it's also not the the legendary set boost or the leadership boost. So that piece right there is also not the best equipment for you to use at the end of the day too. But epic weapon is nice. Blue chest is okay. And green helmet is also fine. You can always dismantle all those for the better gear. But the fact that you crafted the wrong legendary equipment is kind of the problem here, I think, at the end of the day. Wedge formation. This is actually the best among what I've seen today, though. This is about 16%, so 22.8% of stats with 2.4% march speed, 2% all damage. All in all, really strong armaments in terms of the stats. But then again, the equipment may need some work at the end of the day. So that's basically all the 4 sets in a nutshell. And my equipment suggestion did get a little bit longer. And for one, is because you crafted too many pieces that were not part of the most optimal setup, especially when you're thinking about rallying or garrisoning. For example, the calf chest piece boosts infantry number 1 chest, which is not the set, which is the set chest, and then archer glove and boots, and then lucky coin. All of those, if you were part of the A seed kingdom and if you really wanted to rally your garrison, I would say dismantle all of it. But you're not thinking about rallying garrison in an A seed kingdom, so you can keep a lot of them, but you just gotta make sure that your number 1 infantry set, which is probably the one that you want to garrison or rally with, will have the most optimal setup, or at least the second most optimal setup that people actually use, is going to be my priority in suggesting all those. But before all that, the most important thing that I really want to suggest you is give horn to all the marches if possible. The priority of which one to give the horn first is number 1, infantry number 1, because that is the strongest march that you have with the equipment all set up. And then cavalry number 1, and then archer number 1, and our infantry number 2. I know this is going to be a long project, just take your time. Make sure you farm up as much KVK coins as possible, and then slap on those horns as soon as you craft each and every one of them. And number 3 priority is give at least full epic sets to the archers. As you can see, like the green helmet is not really optimal, right? Wrongly talented. Pants are not really optimal too. The chest piece, yeah. Just try to give all the epic sets to your archer, especially with Qin Shi Huang out now in the game. Like archers are going to carry you in terms of DPS, right? So having a full epic at least slapped onto your archer will be really nice. And then give ring for infantry number 1. This is so that actually you already have ring for infantry number 1, so you don't have to worry about it. So give your ring to infantry number 1 and cavalry or archer number 1, depending on which one you want to actually focus on. If you want to focus on cavalry, then you can just go ahead and give the ring to cavalry. If you want to focus on archer, you can give your ring to archer. Right now, archer is the better choice, but then again, let's say in 4 months, if the cavalry turns out to be really strong, maybe you might regret this choice. So just go ahead and make your choice on which 2 troop sites that you want to give the ring to. You already have one to the infantry number 1, but then again, I would just say just choose between infantry, cavalry or archer, which one to give the ring to, and then give the drum for the rest of the kit, right? So again, let's say you chose cavalry as your second main troop type, then give a drum to your infantry number 2, and then give a drum to archer so that you can maximize your race cycle up to this point. Now then, you can also move whole cloak to infantry number 1. You can actually do that right now, because this right here, like this piece right here, is not gonna work out for your main infantry troop, and I think having one set basically complete and done is gonna be more valuable than having kind of semi not done set, to be honest with you. So I'll just move this whole cloak to the infantry number 1 if I was you right now, but you can do it when you're actually making that rally garrison equipment set 2. And then I would suggest that you complete your cavalry number 1 set. You just gotta make sure that you have the cavalry set helmet, which is the Hellish Wasteland helmet. Don't get the other one, Hellish Wasteland helmet or KVK helmet if you have it, but I would just suggest that you focus on those KVK helmets and weapons to your infantry number 1, and then set gloves. Set gloves? No, that is. My apologies here. Not set gloves. Navarre's control, non-set gloves. Navarre's control is actually not a set glove. My apologies there. So non-set gloves, set weapons, and then we place a chest and boost to set chest and boost so that you maximize your health on infantry, on cavalry. Now for infantry number 2, give your infantry number 2 sacred crisp, and then make sure that you complete everything else. It really depends on what you do with infantry number 1 though. If you want to give your infantry number 1 KVK helmet and weapon, then you can just move those over, then you're done with the cavalry infantry number 2 set after crafting sacred crisp. If you're going to actually focus on just using this for infantry number 1, you don't want to get the KVK weapon and helmet, then you can just go ahead and craft another set of those and then give it to your Guan Yu, is what I'm trying to say, but it looks like I got cut off here. And then complete the archer number 1 set, wear full dragon breast set, or you can have 4 pieces of dragon breast set, which is going to be helmet, weapon, chest piece, and then the gloves. And then you can also give yourself boots and pants for leadership to maximize your health value for that too. Again, if you're going into Garrison, craft KVK helmet and weapon is going to be most optimal. It is an optional if you can get the iconics of the set piece of infantry helmet and weapon a lot higher. But if that's not the case, having KVK weapon and helmet is recommended. And then move the current infantry number 1 helmet and weapon to infantry number 2 is what this is saying. Minimum requirement for infantry garrison and rally, I would say, is having whole cloak, weapon, and helmet iconic 4, because weapon and helmet iconic 4 will give you that extra all damage or troop damage on the map, which will be very, very crucial. And also at the same time, whole cloak iconic 4 will give you rally or garrison damage buff. And then having them talented for the damages. And then rest of the kit you can iconic 2 and stop there too. So that is minimum that I would suggest, but then again, I don't know how it is like in your kingdom in terms of what kind of stuff that rally and garrison leads have. But from my perspective, from the kingdoms that I've been to, this has been the minimum requirement. So just FYI, that's what I would recommend. And KVK weapon and helmet is preferred, but not 100% necessary. Again, if you think that it's going to be difficult for you to get your hands on KVK weapon and helmet too much, just focus on the infantry set helmet and weapon. Just make sure that they're talented and iconic 4. And then accessories for iconic 4 is highly preferred because they do give you extra rally or garrison damage buff. But again, if that doesn't work for your seed kingdom, that's fine. Armament for Garrison, I would say Toppler is a must. If you can get your hands on Autalk Testimony and then get that Toppler inscription onto your armament, it will be really nice. And if possible, getting Demolisher from the Pity and Airtight from the Courier is going to be highly preferred. And this is just what I would suggest you as like what you should aim for at the end. Again, this is the best infantry gear that you can possibly have, and this is the realistic infantry gear you can possibly have. If you can't have those, just go ahead and make sure that you use the infantry set helmet and weapon. And then the second set would look like this, third set would look like this, fourth set would look like this, assuming that you gave your second ring to cavalry. And then all the other marches would have horn, drum, and the main two marches, which is infantry and cavalry, is going to have horn and ring. And that's it. I mean, armaments, I already gave you my suggestion. If you want a garrison with it, make sure you get Toppler. And then if you can get the Pity on Demolisher, please go ahead and do so, because Demolisher is going to be better than having the emblem special inscriptions. So make sure you get that. And then having the Airtight from the Courier, as long as you keep grinding the armaments, you'll be able to eventually get the Airtight. So make sure you have that on your armament for infantry with pincer. And yeah, that, and also if you can do that, you can possibly do that, you can try to reach VIP 7 for that all damage 5% as well. Again, those are just goals that I think you should aim for at the end of the day, but and all those minimum requirements based on my experience and how I would run it. But then again, I understand there's different seeded kingdoms, so I'm not trying to offend you or anything like that. I just try to tell you from my knowledge, this is my bare minimum what I would recommend. But you know, if it's different from your kingdom, just do what is best for your kingdom. 100%, like, because every kingdom is different at the end of the day, and I've just never been to a kingdom that does run rally garrison without at least those things listed here. But again, all your choices. If it works for your kingdom, then go ahead and slap it on, especially if you're not the main rallying garrison, but you're like the second or the third best rallying garrison. Obviously the minimum requirement will be a lot lower, so make sure you do what's best for your kingdom, but just make sure that you provide as much efficiency as rallying garrison lead as possible, because that's what rallying garrison lead does, right? You're trying to provide the most amount of efficiency for your kingdom when you're deleting a flag, or when you're destroying a flag, or when you're garrisoning against something. So just make sure that you're responsible rallying garrison lead at the end of the day. All right, I hope you actually enjoyed this video, Auberry, and I hope this video is helpful for you. And for those of you who are watching this video who is not Auberry, if you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and drop a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm sorry though, it took me a while for you to actually see this video. I apologize, Auberry, again. But as always, I'll see y'all in the next video. All right, peace.